So to understand this gospel, first we have to understand the setting. You have to see the strangeness of the settings. The gospel happens in the time of Roman occupation of Israel. Romans were terribly cruel, probably not much more cruel than all other nations at the time. Okay, cruelty was the way how you deal with the nation you occupy. That's how you put them in, idea of Roman peace. Everybody who is against us, we kill them. And then you have peace. And you have to kill them in cruel way so that everybody else gets scared. The terrorists, that's why word terror, they rule with the terror, with the fear. The devil rules with the fear. Whenever somebody instills fear in you, that didn't come from God, okay? If you see somebody is telling you something to make you afraid, you have to be sure that comes from the devil, okay? Because the fear is the tool of the devil. Devil puts fear like a hook in your nose and can lead you wherever you want. And this is very important spiritual understanding. Whoever try to make me afraid, especially with the lies. Whoever uses one lie to make you afraid, that comes from the devil. Okay? Look at the news. I did give you, some time ago, I did give you a list of the fears how the people try to manipulate you. Let's start from year 2000. Year 2000. Year 2000. 2000 YK bug. The world will end. Correct? And the same people who were telling you that didn't apologize. Oh, we were wrong. In few years, I don't know ahead which one. I forgot the order of the viruses. Zika virus, Ebola, SARS, swine flu. All this was the end of the world. Climate change. 4 years ago we heard the world will end in 12 years. Did you hear that? In year 2012, Mayan calendar, world will end. Just be afraid, please be afraid, please be afraid. Same people who are telling you this from the TV, you keep listening to them. Hopefully not. Hopefully you see where this comes from. That comes from the devil. Devil wants you to be afraid. And I'm not allowed to go in this political situation, what is right now going to tell you what. I'm not allowed. But we have to recognize that's the only tool which devil has to manipulate is the fear. And that's how they will try also another tool. I forgot. It's in the gospel. But before I come to how devil approaches Jesus here, is we have to see who is speaking to him. There are many groups in occupied Israel. And here we have mentioned two groups, Pharisees and Herodians. I have to explain you how far are these two groups. Pharisees want the pure Israel, where there would not be Gentiles in Israel, where there would not be any trace of foreign power in Israel, okay? That's what is ideal of Pharisees. They are separate, they want the purity of God's law in Israel. Herodians, they are for King Herod, which is installed by Romans, who actually I think was Gentile. Herodians, they cannot be more opposed. They are always enemies. Here, if you are listening in the gospel, they come together. What puts them together? What puts many parties in today in opposition? Common enemy. All those who are allied with the devil are against the one who speaks the truth. You see that? And I will show you one more reason why I'm speaking that those who approach Jesus here are approaching him like the devil. Because when they approach Jesus and they start buttering him up, they had huge bucket of butter. And Jesus' first words to them is, "You hypocrites, why are you testing me? That should remind you of the words which Jesus says to the devil in the desert. By these words, Jesus Christ indicates us, look, here is the same guy coming, just dressed a bit differently. Now he's dressed like Herodians and Pharisees. I have to tell you something about the technique which they use, because that's very important to understand the technique which Jesus Christ used to technique. I should not use that word. But in Jesus' brilliant answer is possible. He can answer so brilliantly only for one reason, because he's in union with the Father. He has the Spirit of God. He doesn't see the world as we see it. So what was presented to him? Simple problem, which has only two solutions, yes or no. Shall we pay taxes to Caesar? Yes. Or shall we not pay taxes to Caesar? No. How you can escape that question? And by the way, the trick is almost brilliant. They thought so. He cannot go out. If he says, no, we should not pay taxes to Caesar, Herodians immediately go to Herod. Listen, this guy opposes the government, we have to arrest him. He's out. If he says yes, his disciples will say, look, he is cooperating with occupation and so on. And also he cannot give political answers. He doesn't have the way out. But what is his way out? Because he's united with the Father. He doesn't see this world in two-dimensional way, just horizontally. He sees the third dimension. He involves God. There is much more in the story than just you and me, Herod and I. There is God involved in the story. He involves God. It is like if I show you a piece of paper with two lines like this, and ask you, do this line cross each other? Everybody would say yes. But if I show you in third dimension that these lines might be 100 miles apart in the third dimension, then they don't cross each other. It's the way how you look at the world. And he sees the world as God sees it. Only for one reason, because he doesn't look at himself. He looks at God. He is in constant union with God. That's what we have to learn from him. This union with God. It's not about being clever, about being intelligent. It's about having this perspective to look at the world as God looks. So, what I try to do, and here I also see that this comes from the demon, because they didn't have this understanding so much, Pharisees and Herodians, that this is his trick to be united with the Father. But what they try to do by buttering him up to look at himself, not at the Father. That's the trick. It is, you are so good. You are so smart. You are so truthful. It is the same trick like if you are coming on, I heard that, I never play golf, okay? But it would work almost sure. You come you have problem with one guy who plays golf, and as he tries to hit the ball, you start to tell him, oh, you have a very good stance. Can you explain me how it works? And he starts to focus on himself instead of on the game. He will lose it, correct? That's the trick. Once you focus on yourself, you lose everything what you know about the world, because your focus is on the wrong place. And then now after we have seen the setting, we have to see Jesus' brilliant answer. And we have to remember that, I don't know if you have noticed, I have noticed many, many times that the readings in the Mass are not just haphazard. Okay, they are set by the calendar, but very often they correspond with the events which we are living in this society. What we are living now, facing election. And Jesus Christ tells us, just before election, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give to God what belongs to God. Okay, let's see what it means for us. How we know what belongs to Caesar? Look, Roman coin, whose face is here, whose inscription is there, who made it? Caesar made it. And for that reason, he put his picture and he put his inscription there. What belongs to God? What is made? What did God made in his own image and likeness? Not only us. We belong to God. My life doesn't belong to me, it belongs to God. But also connecting to one thing which belongs to election. Every child in the mother's womb is created in the image and likeness of God. Correct? Somebody can deny that? I don't think so. It comes from God. God made this child. Or this child just pop out there from nowhere? God made this child. This child belongs to God. Oh, I know. There might be some Pharisee or Herodian here who can philosophize. I heard that philosophy. Saying, oh, we don't vote only on one issue. There are many issues and we have to hold them together like seamless garment. You heard it, philosophy, yeah? Let's see what are other issues. I'm not going to discuss politics, but I have to mention some issues as example. Let's say other issues. I heard this immigration, healthcare, whatever. I don't know. Doing good for the people, correct? Most other issues. Well, after you kill somebody, there is no amount of good you can do to correct what evil you have done. You see? You kill somebody, you take all their rights. You can tell, I will take care of your health care, but I'm dead. I will allow you to immigrate here, but I'm dead. You killed me. The first rule of spiritual life is avoid evil and do good. First, you have to avoid evil. I think everybody agrees that killing innocent human person is wrong. There is no amount of good you can do after you commit evil, to correct that evil. I don't know who would find a way to justify that. You can help some old lady across the street. If you killed somebody, sorry. You can feed the kittens. I feel good about myself. I feed the kittens. I hug the trees. I save the planet. Sorry, you killed thousands of babies. Oh, no, I didn't. I just voted for the guy who will kill the babies. Comes to the same, correct? Mm-hmm. So, it is very important to understand that it comes from Christ as we face this election. Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God. Don't give to Caesar the lives of the babies. Don't give to Caesar the lives, even your own life. Because Caesar tried to manipulate your life. You have seen that. Try to guide him. We are created in image and likeness of God. And we start to forget that. Maybe to help us to forget how we are created in the image and likeness of God, we have to hide who we are. Yes. Don't worry. Christ wins. And we with him. Let us stand and profess our faith.